soon as I saw this, I just knew I had to pick it up because first of all, it has a 5-inch black and white CRT tube, and it just looks industrial. It looks amazing. This yellow color with the black accents, it's just so cool looking. And it also had this tag still attached to it. This is the Stormtracker by a company called Vector, who I've actually never heard of. This just has a bunch of information as far as like the specs and the different features and stuff like that. So I don't even think this thing was even used at all. It looks basically brand new. So here we have the TV tuner. It has UHF, VHF high, VHF low. We will be using the VHF low for console. Here is our on and off controls. So we have off, TV. It has a weather station, AM and FM radio. This controls the weather station. This is the radio tuner. As you can see it moving left and right there. And this is the volume control for the entire unit. On the back here, we have an LED panel. We have the DC 12 volt input. This is a fuse here for the DC input. We have here a radio TV external antenna. This is what we will be using for the game input. Headphones, audio video out, which is really cool. Brightness, contrast, and vertical hold controls for the TV. On this side, we have the speaker and this crank. So this thing has a rechargeable internal battery. So if you crank this thing, you can actually power the LED on the side here, as well as the radio tuner, which is awesome. This top light here does not work with the internal rechargeable battery, so you do have to plug in power to get this light to work, which just works from this little trigger here. On the bottom here, this is the battery bay, which holds 9 C-size batteries. I don't even think I have 9 C-size batteries to even test that. But it looks like you just unscrew this here and pull this plate off and you got your battery bay there. But the thing I'm most excited about is testing out this black and white TV tube here. So let's plug in some power and see what this thing can do. All right, I got my 12 volt power supply. Plug that in. I already did a preliminary test of this thing over on Twitch, but in case you didn't see that, I want to show you this thing. Just turn on here. We'll set it to TV, which right now will just be obviously a blank screen, but just to show you that that works there. This top light here, click that on, also works. Really cool. It's more of like an amber, like yellowish light, which is pretty neat looking. We can go ahead and set this to FM radio. That works. Won't play that for too long. AM, nothing is broadcast over AM anymore. And then we have this weather channel, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes I have to touch the antenna to get this thing to work. Flipping it over to the back side, you can see there's an on and off switch for the back LED, which is pretty bright. It's more of a blue sort of LED tone rather than the yellow from the front, but it's pretty bright actually. And then this is the crank on the side here. You just pull out on that, start spinning it around, and it charges that internal battery, so you can actually use this back LED and the radio without any power supply at all attached to it. Okay, so now at this point we can go ahead and grab my NES and we'll try this radio input right here. All right, here's the NES. We got the radio adapter plugged in there, power supply. On this end of the radio adapter, I do have a coaxial to 3.5mm adapter, which will allow me to plug it into the external antenna port here. All right, I got the NES set to channel 3, so let's power this TV on. Power on the NES, and then we can use the tuner here to get that to show up. Nice. And we have sound. The picture looks pretty bad, so we can try and fine-tune that until it looks a little bit better. But sometimes with these older TVs, you can't get the sound and video to come through via radio to look absolutely perfect, so we might just have to deal with a lot of static. But yeah, let me set this up and show you some gameplay. Okay, so the last thing I want to try out is this audio video output. I don't know if this is going to work. I haven't tested it out yet, but first thing I need to do is plug in the radio. And I have this 3.5mm to RCA cable, so that's going to go into the AV out and then to the back of this monitor. Flip this around so you can see it. Alright, I'm going to lower my exposure just in case these screens are too bright. So I'm going to turn this on first. I already have the NES on, so... Alright, we got our picture there. And moment of truth, let's turn this on. It works! Wow, it's a completely different color too. It's like, well, they're both black and white, but this has more of a bluish tint to it. This looks more like a traditional, like, black and white sort of screen. You can definitely see that on the monitor there, so let's fine tune this and see. Whoa! I got color, dude! It's displaying color on this one. What? Holy shit, dude, that's insane. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I guess it makes sense. That's so cool that this one has color. It's awesome. I honestly wasn't really expecting this to work at all, and we got color as a bonus. Hell yeah. No latency at all. The only thing is the audio and video just are cruddy just because of the radio frequency. Nice. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I think I'm gonna make this a series of like things that I find at the thrift store and just do videos on them. Let me know your thoughts on that, and also let me know what you think of this Vector Stormtracker.